Good evening and welcome to the Love Your Body, Love Your Life complimentary group coaching session. I'm really excited to welcome everybody here. We've got some people from the last class, the master class that we just completed, and then we obviously have some new faces, lots of new guests. We're going to go ahead and get started while more people are coming on. I want to start out with just letting you know what to expect for this evening. We're going to run it a little bit differently than we usually run it. Usually we have more sharing, but just for time's sake and the things that, I would like to go over with you, there's some things that I just want to let you know. So first off, I'm going to share with you a quick summary of the 5 steps of my book. And I guess I should have introduced myself first in case some of you are not familiar with me. My name is Rhonda Ryder, and I am the founder of the Delicious Alignment Facebook group, Delicious Alignment Abraham Hicks Facebook group. Also, I'm the author of Delicious Alignment, How 25 Women Learn to Love and Transform Their Bodies Using Abraham Hicks and the Law of Attraction. So yes, you could say I am an Abraham fan. Also, I'm going to go over just a couple of phases, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 that I have recently defined that people usually go through when they do this process, when they do the 5 steps, when they engage on this journey of wanting to learn how to love their bodies and their lives. There's usually phases. I've identified 3 phases. I have a feeling that there's another 2 phases, like 5 phases in total. However, I'm going to share the 3 phases with you. So guys that are familiar, that have been in the last class and the previous class, this is all new material. Then we're going to have a coaching, like a hot seat. Someone has volunteered we're going to do a short coaching session with her. So you get to see some of that. And then we'll do a short visualization, and we will end with some prizes that I'm really excited about giving those out. And what we'll do is I have someone right now putting names in a hat, and then we'll draw names at the end at about 10 to 8. So keep yourselves muted, and when it's time, when I ask a question, if anyone would like to share, when we have time for that. If we have time for that, please raise your hand, and you can physically raise your hand, or there's a reaction thing on the bottom where you can actually raise a digital hand. I also want to let you know there is a new program starting. It's going to be a rolling program. It's a little bit different, and it's starting tomorrow, April 1st. That's not an April Fool's joke. It's actually really starting. And I think we'll share a little bit more about that later. All right, so I want to quickly go over the 5 steps of my program that are in my book in case you're not familiar with it. This is the book. Step 1, excuse me, I didn't mean to yell in your ear. Step 1 is get off the scale and get in alignment. So that is pretty much self-explanatory. If you're familiar with the work of Abraham, it's all about alignment, really. I mean, if there was one thing that I had to tell you tonight, it would be alignment. That is the most important thing. And really, if you knew that alone, you'd be in good shape. If you practiced alignment and made that your number 1 priority, as I like to say, you would be on your way to loving your body and loving your life. Get off the scale and get in alignment. It's really just, I like the way that sort of sounded, but a lot of people I work with do weigh themselves, and that works for them. a lot of people I work with, that definitely doesn't work for them. So, and just a little disclaimer here, this is not a weight loss program per se. Again, we focus on loving our bodies and loving our lives. Have people release pounds in this program? Yes, they have. Have I released pounds? Yes, I have. I have found through my work that focusing on losing weight, um, dieting is sort of uh, it's helping to feed that diet deprivation merry-go-round that a lot of us, a lot of people, that by the time they come to me, they're like, I don't want that anymore. I'm tired of all that. I want something that's easier, because Abraham says it's supposed to be easy. And I want that. Step 2 is start a love affair with your body. I just would like to say that these steps are not particularly linear. We are going in and out of each one of them all of the time. We're in alignment, and then we're focusing on loving our body, and then we're just like jumping around. So it's just my way of organizing the material so that we can digest it, so to speak. But step 2, loving your body, is a big part of it. Obviously, I come from a place where, I hated my body for most of my adult life, starting at 15. And so I have found much joy in the freedom around, not being obsessed with my body like I used to be, and also finding food freedom. And that seems to be, what the people that are attracted to this group and to Delicious Alignment are wanting as well. Step 3, create a new story. Absolutely. We spend a lot of time creating new stories. We have stories that we are telling ourselves about our bodies and our relationship with food. We have these stories, sometimes years, sometimes decades. We identify these stories in this program, and we begin to create new stories. We realize that, oh my gosh, did I just say that? When you start to listen to yourself, and then you start catching yourself like, oh, that's a story. Oh, that's a story. Well, maybe I want to change that story. Maybe I want to empower myself a little bit more. And it just kind of keeps on expanding from there. And as you begin to see, and then you pick the stories you want to transform, and maybe the stories you don't want to transform. You just, like, I have some stories that, okay, it's a path of least resistance for me to stick with that story right now. I know that later on, maybe I'll change it. Anyway, that's a whole another conversation. Step 4, make friends with food. That's really one of my favorite steps, because for the longest time, I didn't appreciate or even enjoy my food because I was eating unconsciously. And I love helping people realize that they can enjoy their food, and that it's okay to celebrate their food, and that that's y- normal, and what we're part of the solution. It's such a huge part of the solution, is allowing ourselves to enjoy this food. So I could really talk uh, long time on each one of these steps. Obviously, I wrote a book about it, so, but I'm just giving you a brief overview. Step 5, build momentum toward the body and life you want. And that's really all about allowing and building that momentum. We talk about that, and it's incorporating all of the steps, and it really that's where you start to see the momentum. And now what's next? Okay, so that's the summary of the steps. Now I want to talk about the 3 phases that I have distinguished just over maybe the last couple of weeks. I've thought about this for a while. I've been thinking about it for a while, just from coaching people and working with people. and seeing, just seeing the same processes over and over that people go through. The timeline is not the same. Everyone's pace is different, but the processes to me seem the same. So phase one that I have noticed is called testing the waters. This is where you are focusing on making alignment your number one priority, step one. So, okay, this is step one. I want to focus on alignment. Okay, that's where all the good stuff is. That's what's going to help me feel better. So the person agrees to, like, yeah, they're sold on this. They want to do it. They really want to do it. Their heart's in it. However, then what happens is, like, well, if I focus on my alignment and I stop trying to control my food, what's going to happen? So then the fear sets in. Like, I'm afraid to give up control of my food. I've got to focus on my food. So there's sort of that kind of dance going on. That's the first phase, and they are experimenting with this, experimenting with testing the waters, dipping one foot into the pool. Yes, maybe I'll try this. Oh, but I need to control what I'm eating. Oh, maybe I'll try this diet or that diet, or, so it's sort of like a dance, and it may be a little bit different for each person, but that's basically the gist of it. The next phase, phase two, I'm calling taking score. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. I know I am. So that's when you begin, you're making alignment your number one priority, and you're beginning to feel better. You're beginning to feel emotionally better, right? Because when alignment, your vibration is rising, and so you're feeling better. And you're beginning to recognize some of the stories that you're telling about your body and about your food. And then all of a sudden you say, well, but how am I doing with my weight? And you start taking score of how you're doing with your weight. And if there isn't a result that you're happy with, you frequently begin to complain. This isn't working. I'm not losing weight. Something's wrong. I'm doing it wrong, maybe. However, you continue on with making alignment your number one priority. You keep coming back to it because that's what your coach or your facilitator of the program keeps reminding you to do, and through Abraham, that's what there is to do. So you keep on going, returning back to alignment, but you're in that process, you're in that place of taking score. Now, phase three is when you begin to live in appreciation. You begin to feel relief. The practicing of your vibration, of calibrating your vibration, raising your vibration, soothing yourself, learning how to soothe yourself when perhaps judging yourself over something you ate or judging your body. You're learning and how to soothe yourself. You're practicing all of the steps, or some of them, some of the time, but you're just practicing. You're beginning to deepen your connection with your inner being. And then you just start almost like having this spiritual awakening. It's like all of a sudden one moment you're experiencing something that is like awe or bliss. Like you have these little moments where you're experiencing these tastes of freedom in your life, even around the subject of food and your body. You're starting to experience some real relief and satisfaction. And you realize there's nothing serious going on here. All is well. And appreciation begins to grow. This is, of course, a wonderful phase where we wind up. And I see it happen. Like I said, it may happen fast for somebody and slower for somebody else. It really, it doesn't matter. It's just that I've identified these phases. And I just wanted to share that with you because I was super excited about it to finally, identify it and put it down to paper. So I hope that you liked that. Now I want to move into some coaching. At this point, usually we move into sharing. We start out with sharing our wins for the week, but tonight we're going to do it a little differently. I would like to see if Stephanie is on the call and she has volunteered. Okay, great. Thank you. Wonderful. So Stephanie, you have volunteered. You and I have had a private session recently, and I'm going to change this to speaker view so I can see you better. Yeah. And so let's get started.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me what's one thing or a couple of things or whatever, what's going on? What would you like coaching on?
Okay. Well, I do want to say that our session this week was really good. Like I felt a shift that I probably haven't felt in a while, which was like to move out some of the gross muck that is just living in my body because of this that I've allowed. And so that's been great to sort of have a way to deal with that and to sort of move through it without getting caught in like the intellectual side of it. I'm like, well, where did
Mhm.
that come from and why do I feel this? And like,
Yeah.
um so
Right.
that so I was thinking that you can tell me what you think is the most relevant thing of these, but one is like I want to get to a point where I can really enjoy what I'm eating, which I'm doing. But then I get to a point where it's like, I'm full, I'm going to put it down. And now, like, I'm full, but this is so good. I'm having such a good time. I'm going to keep eating just a little longer. And I would like to not do that because I've let go of the judgment around it, like the morality of it, but it's more just like I don't want to feel that kind of like nasty full anymore.
Mhm.
I used to really like that when I was younger. I really just used to like to feel really full. And I think that was like a psychology thing where I finally felt like I fed myself. You know what I mean? Because then there was other times where I didn't really feed myself or I didn't
Yeah.
allow my, like when I was in public or something. Um, so so probably like the like I want to just feel that kind of neutral where it's like whatever, I can just come back to it later. No big deal.
Yeah.
Um, And then the other thing would be um, I'm having like a love affair with bread right now because it's been something I've restricted myself for so long that I'm just kind of letting it be. Like I had garlic knots today, and it's like, who is this person? And then I had like spaghetti that wasn't like the chickpea gluten-free
All
kind.
right. Well, let's start with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. And perhaps it will address the second one.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of times I like to share, my own experience because I don't like to give advice and tell people what to do. And I like to share from Abraham perspective. And I also want to say, well, I did the evoke method on you, and I don't think we have time to do that tonight, but the evoke method, usually I might do the evoke method on you with this, so we could shift that in a really powerful way. But this is going to be straight up law of attraction coaching. um, and I like to tune into my inner being and just really like see what there is for you. Yeah, so I would say that with wanting to stop eating something when you're full, right? Basically,
Or
okay.
like before I'm full, because then there's always that like extra 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when I'm just like satisfied a little, and then
yeah.
it's like the
So
rest will take care of itself.
this is the thing of what's different about this work and dieting, because in dieting we're trying to control the behavior. We're trying to, I want to stop eating, I want to eat, and I just did it again. I was like, okay, I'm not going to eat any carbs for 2 weeks because I'm going to Miami and da 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 da. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what am I doing? I did it for like a week and I was like, again, restrict, not that. Whatever you are guided to do is great. Okay, like if somebody goes on keto, somebody, the thing is to listen to your inner being.
For the guidance. Yeah.
So going back to this, step 5 is really about allowing. And I have found that the changes that have happened to me with my eating behavior have
Mhm.
happened organically. I didn't have to try and force it. It
Uh,
was a matter of practicing the steps, alignment, making friends with food. So a lot of times, like for instance, I would, if I was saying to myself, and I have, okay, why do you keep eating beyond being full? I won't, stop now. And then like, I would soothe myself and say, I want it. If I had it, I had it. If I didn't, I didn't. But the main point is to soothe myself because my alignment is the number one priority. So if I feel better about what I just ate, whether I feel like I ate too much or I stopped at, at the right
yeah.
time. See, it's a judgment. We're constant. So for me, practicing these steps, it happened organically. So we are allowing. So the new behavior is inspired, not forced. We
So it's just like
connect
I'm
with
not ready. I'm just not ready to do it yet. But like when it's time, I'll just do it. Like it'll just happen.
well, I have found, and through listening to Abraham and, you know, studying what Abraham says, is that yes, trying to force it is really going about it the hard way. Yes. And like, yes, this is something I want. I would like to be able to do that. And I will do that. You can visualize yourself doing it as long as it feels good to do that. As long as it feels good to visualize. If it doesn't feel good to imagine it, then don't then think about something else that feels good. The rule of thumb is really step 1 to focus on your alignment, and then where it's an allowing game, not a forcing game.
So can you talk a little bit about because there is a certain thing about like going to the better feeling, but I think there is a certain point where it becomes bypassing, and like a lot of people say that's like the one criticism I'm hearing about people misunderstanding Abraham stuff is like it's like no, it's just about ignoring what's bothering you. And like I don't think that's what it is. I think that if you have like a genuine, like if I eat something and it makes me upset, like I think I can just sit in that feeling and observe it and respect the feeling without pushing it away. If it's like you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you
So
talk a little
like
bit
a
about
lot of
that?
yeah, I hear the term spiritual bypassing sometimes.
Yeah.
And what I could say to that is obviously, like I said in the beginning, I'm a fan of Abraham's work. That's sort of that's what I do, what I follow. And Abraham's philosophy on that is that when things bubble to the surface, those are the things that you are addressing. You are addressing those things because they are bubbling to the surface. If they were not bubbling to the surface, then you would not be addressing them because you wouldn't even be aware of them. So things bubble to the surface, and what we do is whatever feels good to do, whatever, and sometimes you're in contrast, you're feeling that emotion, you're allowing yourself to feel that emotion. You want to feel better, but you're just like, I can't feel better. You're doing your best. So it's all about, I mean, you are dealing with it because you're raising your vibration at that point, and pivoting sometimes is, yes, ignoring it, changing the subject. But the thing is, if your vibration is attracting everything to you, wouldn't you want to raise your vibration? So, in fact, yeah, they say you do not have to go dig deep and deal with the, childhood trauma. And if you do, if it feels good to you, then trust that. Trust the guidance. It's all about getting in touch with your inner being
Yeah.
and trusting where you're guided to go.
And I
Yeah.
also think that some of that like I'm gonna call it overeating, like I don't say it with judgment, but is like kind of left over from when I felt this emotional reaction to the restriction that I would do. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, you're eating, well, eat it now, and so I think that if it's not happening naturally, it's just that like I haven't come to a place where I'm just really ready to let it go. You know what I mean? But I really feel like I'm a lot closer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't feel
And you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to analyze it again. And I would say to you, soothe yourself, soothe yourself when you have eat a certain thing and you're judging it. Like for me, I would say, oh, you ate after 7 o'clock. Oh no, I'm gonna gain weight. I mean, this is literally what I would think. And
yeah.
and I would sort of, because I have this belief about, I'm not saying it's a true belief.
And
It's
it's
just
like
me.
everybody tells you that too. Like I usually work until 8. And so I would start cooking. Like I would have things like pre-prepared, but I wouldn't really eat until 9. People are like, well,
Yes.
that's your
I didn't
problem.
mean to
I'm like,
hook
no,
you
it's
to my
not. I'm a
I didn't want to hook
musician. I don't
anybody
even wake up until 10 a.m.
yeah, I don't want to hook anybody with my story about but anyway, I would soothe myself and I would get better and better at it and I would say, it's okay. It's not about the food anyway. And I would hear like the first coach I have, I would hear her voice in my head saying, you know, the next day say I would talk to her and I would, how are you? And I would say, well, I ate that and that and that. Did you enjoy it? Was it good? And I'm like, yeah. So anyway,
Oh my
so
God, that was me last
yeah.
night. I ordered Italian food. Like
Well, yeah. So
and
we're
I
gonna
love
wrap
this.
this up because I've
Yeah.
got to move on. But go
Yeah.
ahead, finish your thought. Or
But yeah, just that like I ate, I felt really good about it. Like I had salad because I'm not gonna eat veggies, I just want them. So I had salad and I had spaghetti and meatballs, and then I finished the rest of it today with the garlic knots, like slowly across the day. And I was just like, I don't feel guilty about this. I just don't.
I love my food. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. Celebrating it. Okay. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I think Rachel had her hand up. I know that what you wanted to
I might have
share
been
because a
fiddling with
little
my
birdie
hair,
over here
Rhonda.
told me.
I might have been fiddling with my hair, sorry.
What was that? Oh, you were just okay.
Yeah, sorry, I
Thank you.
must have been just fiddling with my hair.
Okay. Rachel, since I have you, I just wanted to say that Rachel was in the last program, and so was Danielle and Cheryl and Karen, and I'm Melissa. And I would like to just have perhaps Rachel share a little bit about the last program and what it has, um, how it's helped you, and you really helped. You were such a big contribution, so
Oh, thank
you
you.
really are, and so I'd just like to share a few words about it. Would anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, sure. Fantastic. Hi, everyone. I'm located in Brisbane, Australia, and I had such an amazing time. I really missed it this week, Rhonda, or last week, to get together with everybody. It's that's one big thing. We're such a wonderful community of like-minded people, and I always felt incredibly safe to be able to be vulnerable and just share where we were all at. We got so much out of everybody else sharing, and you could see people having shifts and coming onto the group. And I think I remember it was Sue. One time she got on, she was glowing and she looked absolutely beautiful, and Julie one time. So it's lovely to see the impact the sessions have on a weekly basis with people. And it's so important because that alignment does help you to move forward. So, and I had some really fabulous results. It's not everybody's wish, but for me, releasing weight is a desire, and it's now a reality. So I've shifted 6 kilos in total, which is fantastic. That's been about 30 days. So feeling really good. It's really easy. I'm in the place of non-resistance, and It's really lovely. So I feel like for me, the things I got out of it was first and foremost the amazing community, Rhonda, that you have here with all these beautiful people, the support, the alignment partners, my gorgeous Melissa and Danielle, and even Karen. She's been so supportive of me. Yeah, that's just been a really big part of the growth and the process, I think, to get us where we all desire to be. And that creates a beautiful momentum. So I'm really looking forward to the new group, and I'm joining. So
Great. Thank
yeah.
you. And what did you, not to put you on the spot, but what did you think about the 3 phases? I think I'm not sure if you seem to move through them pretty quickly, just as an observer, but taking, let's see, phase 1 is testing the waters. But I know you've really been focusing on this a long time. You've been studying Neville Goddard and focusing on law of attraction, and using it with amazing results with your finances, and now you're just continuing to use it. So the first phase is testing the waters, and then phase 2 is where, have you ever been in that phase of taking score? Maybe years ago for you, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, definitely years ago. And probably even now, but it's not a place of non-resistance for me. And that's one of the biggest things too that I got out of the group is it's all about your belief. It's where you find your place of non-resistance is and moving forward from there. So even where I am now releasing weight, I know there's beliefs I can still change, but I'm doing it just gently and easily and creating a lovely momentum and going easy on myself and soothing. And, I think it was probably a year ago, Rhonda, that I got your book. So, it's a learning and it's a lovely process. I mean, people can do it quickly, they can do it slowly. It's all to do with our belief, I think. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, it's an unfolding. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Always.
Mm.
So Rachel mentioned alignment partners. What we do is we encourage you to do, it's not mandatory by any means, but we encourage you to get an alignment partner. It's like a buddy, and it's not accountability by any means. It's more supporting each other and learning even how to coach one another. So because when you coach someone else, when you try to explain the concepts, you are learning even faster, you are retaining more. So it's just a wonderful way to really get the momentum going when you get an alignment partner. And plus, you have an alignment partner, you have somebody, you have a buddy, you have somebody to talk to. And we have the Facebook group during the week where you get coaching and all of that. All right, well, let's see. I'm going to open it up for a few minutes for questions or any comments, or anyone would like to share something. Don't be shy. If you, maybe even we have a few minutes for coaching, or anything that you'd like to say about the coaching with Stephanie, where we talked about the desire to stop eating at a certain moment and stop eating, just that desire a lot of people have. If not, that's fine. We can move into the visualization. Uh, yes.
Rhonda. Hey,
Yes.
this is Monica. I do have a question. I'm new to the group. I'm not new to Abraham, but when food has not really been your issue, like overeating, undereating, but it might be a combination of things like, low thyroid and self-love, can one help overcome the other? If you start loving yourself enough, can that, I mean, you're not a doctor, but I mean, like, can that help things move in line, just like being in alignment, literally?
I think so. I mean, I have experienced that. I know people that have um, raised their vibration, started practicing alignment, and I mean, all kinds of miracles happen. I mean, I had for me, I had very kind of serious gallbladder issue. I had to get my gallbladder out, and then, I still had digestive issues. And then when I started really practicing this work, and I was guided to eat maybe certain things more, but again, it wasn't forcing. It wasn't like putting on, if you put me on a diet and say you can't have that, not good. Just not good. Not a good idea. But practicing this work, in preparation for the book, I relieved those symptoms. I mean, I was guided to eat certain things and just adopt certain behaviors, but the behavior was inspired, I feel, from my inner being. And of course, we hear people all the time, quote unquote, healing themselves of different things. I personally think that, just the other night I did the evoke method, which again, I don't have time to do tonight. It's a beautiful method that combines NLP and the law of attraction. And I helped someone shift, this horrible headache in like, 15 minutes. It was relieved. Now, what is that? I feel it's energy work, what we're doing all the time. I feel that everything in our bodies is energetic from our emotions. So of course, if you shift your emotions, you will shift I don't know if you could hear my dad sneezing. My dad lives with us. He's sneezing really loud. Maybe you can't hear it. But anyway, yes, absolutely. And I'm not a medical doctor. I can't say, this is just, but I do believe that anything is possible when you start shifting your energy, and that begins with your emotions, feeling better emotionally. It all begins with the emotions. So yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Rhonda, can I just say something for Monica there, if this is okay? You did an interview with Karina. I think Monica would get a lot out of that in relation to something that, because she was unwell and then changed her belief from that place for her desire. Sorry, it inspired me as Monica was talking.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'll post it again if you're in the group on.
Yes.
I'll
Thank
share
you so
it.
much, Rachel. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to move on to a short visualization, maybe 5 or 7 minutes. So what I'd like you to do is get comfortable. Get really comfortable and take a deep breath in and exhale. And just really relax your body and your shoulders. Close your eyes. Just relax. Just really relax. And this visualization is called Feeling the Way I Want to Feel in My Body. Great. So what I'd like you to do is think of an emotion you would like to feel. It doesn't have to do with any particular subject at all. Any emotion at all will do. What would you like to feel right now? Would you like to feel relaxed? Would you like to feel peaceful? Something that is easy. Reach for a feeling that is easy to reach for. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Very good. Now, have you thought of a feeling you would like to feel? Maybe it's one you're already feeling and you just want to milk that feeling. You just want to feel more of it, feel good. Maybe it's optimism or eagerness. Maybe you're reaching for just a little bit more relief right now. Think about the emotion. And if you don't have one, that's okay. Just focus on feeling a little bit better than you do right now. Continue to breathe deeply. Now, I want you to think about how you want to feel in your body. We're not worried about how you want to look right now, just how you want to feel in your body. With your eyes closed, imagine how you want to feel. We're going to use your imagination to imagine this feeling of how you want to feel in your body. Maybe you want to feel flexible. Maybe you want to see yourself skipping down the street. Imagine bending down and touching your knees or the floor, whatever feels good to you. Or imagine stretching your arms or doing a yoga pose. Imagine thinking to yourself, wow, this feels so good. This just feels great. Or maybe you want to feel energetic. Picture yourself having more energy. What does that feel like? What does that feel like in your body to have more energy? If it doesn't feel good, think of something else that does feel good to you. There are no rules here. Just think of something that feels better. Take a moment now and think about the feeling you want to feel in your body. Maybe you want to feel healthy, or perhaps you simply want to feel love. Yes, if that feels good to you, focus on love. Where in your body do you feel love? Now, if you can, move to acceptance. Think of something, anything at all, that you appreciate about your body. Maybe it's your arms or your hair. Maybe it's your teeth or your legs. Maybe it's the 30 trillion cells that make up your beautiful, amazing body. Maybe it's the way your body keeps your heart beating and your blood flowing, and you don't even have to think about it. Pick one thing, one little or bigger thing that you appreciate about your body. Just focus on that for a moment. And now, if you like, if it feels good to you, tell this one thing you appreciate about your body. Tell it that you want to say thank you. Thank you for being there. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for everything you are and for being a part of my experience here on this journey. I appreciate you. I love you. Take a deep breath in and out and just bask in that feeling of appreciation for that thing you appreciate about your body for just a few seconds. Just really think about the appreciation. I want you to feel that in your body. Just feel the appreciation. Just for a few seconds of silence. Very good. Now, when you're ready, take a deep breath in and out, and open your eyes when you're ready. No rush. And we'll continue on with the session. And if anyone would like to share about that visualization or anything at all, we'll have a few minutes to do that. And if not, that's fine too. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Good, good, great. How was that? Anybody want to share how that was? If not, that's okay. We'll move on to prizes. It's 7:47. I think that it's time. This is when I feel like Oprah. Okay, I'm just checking my notes for my timeline here. Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. That's a little taste of the visualizations we do. We do a different one every time. So yes, 7:47. So we are on schedule to do prizes. Oh my goodness. Gracious me. This is, okay. I'm just getting this. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so all of the names have been entered into a bowl. Yes? Okay, I'm gonna get the bowl. Okay, here's the bowl. First, I want to tell you what the prizes are. Okay, and there's a story about these prizes because this is amazing. So okay, so it's first prize is autographed copy of my book if you live in the United States. If you do not live in the United States, only because it costs a fortune to mail it to you. So if you live out of the United States, then it's a 30-minute coaching session. Okay, the next prize is an audible copy of the book. Or if you live outside of, same thing, if you live outside the US, a 30-minute session. Third prize is a 60-minute private coaching session, $125 value. Now, this is when I got 2 grand prizes. This is where it gets big. Okay, 6 months free of this next coaching program because it's going to be a monthly thing, and it's a $282 value. So it's 6 months free. And then the grand prize is 1 year free of this program, $564 value. And the story on that is that I have this number 1011 that's really, really like important to me. It always shows up at weird times. And I added up the numeric value of all these prizes and it came out to $1,011. So I was like, whoa. Okay, so this is exciting. Okay, so I need you to tell me what the, I need to pull, I'm getting like excited here. Okay, I need to pull up the prizes so I don't have to look on my screen. Okay, here they are. So I can look at everybody there. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to start with the smaller prizes, and this is an autographed copy of the book. Here we go. It is Danielle. Oh, okay, that's good. You like, you're on a roll, girl. Okay, Danielle, autographed copy, and I need to send you something else too. That the kids product we did. Okay, next one is the Audible copy of the book. Leslie. Okay, so I'm assuming you're not, you're in the US, So you don't have to unmute unless you want to, but if you're in the US, you can get Audible copy. If not, you can get a, yes, that's me. You're in Canada. So I'm going to offer you a free 30-minute coaching session. Okay, great. Next, congratulations, by the way. Next is, okay, 1 hour private coaching session, $125 value. Okay. Betty. Betty. Congratulations, Betty. So please contact me and let me know what you want. I will remember, but I'm not writing it down. Okay. Now it's recorded. It's recorded. Now the grand prizes are the two biggies. This is 6 months free. And I'm doing this because this is a pilot program. So I wanted to do this, just something I was inspired to do. Okay, 6 months free of the next program, which is a monthly program. That's why you get, it's $47 a month. So this person is going to get 6 months free. Oh my God. Carrie D. Yay, Carrie. Is he here?
He's there.
Yay, Carrie. A male, yay. Wonderful, congratulations, Carrie. So you have to be present to win it. Okay, one more. This is 1 year. Oh my gosh, 1 year. Dun, 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 dun. Chris. Ah, you can unmute yourselves, everybody. Let's unmute and like, woohoo, everybody.
Congratulations.
Of course, I was sitting here as a good Aber would be. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, if this is what I'm inspired to do, then this will happen.
Awesome.
No, there you
I have
go.
it.
Well done.
Okay, I guess I'm inspired to do it then.
Allow it. Yeah, yay, wonderful. Well,
Right.
congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're gonna know each other pretty
I guess.
well, girl.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the link to the program is going to be put in the chat now by Stephen. And it'll also be in the group. You're gonna, see it in the group, post it in the group as well. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Of course, we would love to have you in the group. This is the third reiteration of the program, and it keeps evolving. And this is sort of still in pilot mode. That's why we are, after this one, I don't think we'll be in pilot mode anymore, because we really have been, it's been coming together so nicely. So great. Okay, well, we're just at the 8 o'clock mark. Let me see if there's anything here that I'm supposed to tell you other than, thank you for being here. I really so appreciate you. For those of you that would like to stay on, we do a little bit of an after chat